kind of been examining more of that transition defensive issues. Just what is standing out right now in terms of what needs to happen to shore that up?
It's a lot. It's all ways really. I mean, for live ball turnovers, so that's the offense hurting defense. Awareness, guys are getting behind us. Our bigs are getting outrun at times. That's inexcusable. And then our smalls are not communicating their matchups early enough, and sometimes they're trying to get to matchups when we just got to find a guy quicker. So, yeah, it's like a three-headed monster right now in transition. So.
Did you kind of anticipate this kind of stuff coming in just with some of the new faces, or is this stuff that you had to,
Nah, not really. I mean, listen, 2 of the 4 games we've been particularly poor at it. The other 2 we've been pretty good at it. So, ironically, the 2 teams that played the fastest, we were pretty good at it. The 2 teams that are a little bit more deliberate kind of exploited us. So, I think it's have to have a heightened sense of awareness there. So.
Do you worry about Ant taking on too much offensively if it's going to lead to increased lapses in the little things?
Not really. I mean, those increased lapses have to go away. I mean, he does have to rest more, I think, on the offensive end rather than try to rest on the defensive end. I think there's certainly enough other guys out there that could do something with the ball that, so, yeah.
What has Randall been so far? I mean, I didn't realize how tough he was in the lane and the things that he did to create shots for himself. What's he like to coach?
He's been great, man. He's been really a joy. He's, I think we're just talking about he's got 20 assists in the season. I think 15 of them are kick-out threes, 6 of them are to Ant. So, anytime you can have your best players making each other better, that's really, really, really good stuff. Defense, I've been impressed with him. He's really sat down. He's guarded. With some things we need to tighten up, particularly with certain lineups with him. I think that's just getting accustomed to our system and stuff we're trying to do. But he's been awesome, man. He's just, put the ball in his hands. He can run offense through him. He can close games. So it's a genuine weapon.
I don't know if it's the opponents you played, the fact the crowds are big and they're into it coming off of last year. But the intensity has just felt so big right away here this year. Like it's almost the playoffs in the Sacramento game, the Laker game last night.
Yeah,
Does it feel like that to you?
I mean, yeah, I think, we're excited that the season's underway. We've played a lot of big games right now. The home opener always had a lot of energy. Last night, obviously, the Dallas rematch was going to be that way. The season opener, we needed to win. Sacs always got a crazy crowd. That was their home opener. So there's a lot of things feeding that energy right now. For us, we're just trying to figure it all out as we go. But it's good. It's great to have that type of high leverage environment. So.
Chris, the first year that Rudy was here, you guys were kind of running 2 different defenses when Rudy was on versus Rudy was off. What did you learn in that year to sort of make that work with this group? It seems like you're doing the same thing again.
Yeah, I mean, that was different. That was, I think our shell principles are the same whether Rudy's on or off. I think obviously we're going to go, be more heavy switching lineups with Rudy off the floor. That'll be the different look. And we did that at times last year, even with Cat. What we tried to do the first year was more kind of Rudy as the low man versus Rudy not as low man. So it kind of gave us 2 different rotations, and that was a headache. So yeah. So
that's just switching in zone, just kind of cleaning that up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. So we gotta get better at our switching principles with that lineup. We haven't really mixed in too much zone yet, but last year we were a pretty good team with zone. We feel like that's something we can go to now too. So.
Sacramento game, Dallas game, kind of the 2 kind of clutch time games that you've had. How would you kind of evaluate where the offense is at?
Too many turnovers. I think when we have been able to generate shots in clutch time, I think we've gotten good ones. It's just the silly turnovers that have kind of hurt us. So.
Are you noticing most of the turnovers like unforced errors almost?
Yeah. I mean, like a couple just throw the ball out of bounds behind a cutter. Just, maybe losing the ball on a drive, stuff like that.
There's kind of everybody in transition last night at different points in the game. But, do you think, newcomers like Dante and Julius, they'll kind of understand the urgency sometimes that you really have to have getting back when you are on the floor with Rudy?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you got to get back. Sometimes he's behind the play. Oftentimes he's in a dunker, rolling to the rim. We're all going downhill. We get flat along the baseline. And we just got to help him out because when we get back and get him in the half court in the right position, we could be pretty good. So.
I know you said you weren't worried about Mike yesterday. What's the key to getting him kind of going? Sometimes you got to play through. Just got to kind of play through it, right? You just got to. I mean, his shot just keeps rimming in and out, so I'm not worried about that. Rotation wise, I just feel like I'm taking him out every 4 minutes. That's not good. So I got to try to find a way to maybe lengthen some of his runs so he can play himself into a little bit of a rhythm. So, he'll be fine. Just his summer was not the same with his wrist and everything. So he was not able to have his normal preparation and preseason stuff. So he's just playing catch up right now. What is it like? We're talking about rotation a lot, but you better have 8 starting players and trying to make sure that all of them are getting enough run and whatnot. What is that then like juggling that?
It's fine. I mean, like I said, the hard part is trying to get a 9th guy or a 10th guy into that, and keep it, and it might give us something that we need, or I'm spoiled for choice, and every coach would love to be in that position. So.
Before the season, you had mentioned you wanted Jaden to take more of a playmaking role, offensive role.
Yeah.
How have you thought he's been at that the first 4 games?
He's been good. Okay, I mean, he's got to clean up some of his turnovers too, I think. But this happens in our offense. You'll have these random playmaking situations that come up. Sometimes they might be less than ideal, and we just got to get used to it. And I think he'll get better as it goes along.